Hey, what's going on, people? A couple of you guys asked for my opinion on this whole controversy between Azealia Banks and Iggy Azalea. Now, if you guys are not aware of what's been going on between these two, there were some words that Azealia Banks, excuse me, said on Twitter that really, I would say, sparked some thought, and it caused a lot of controversy. Now, the minute I heard about this, first of all, let me say that Azealia Banks is a shit starter. I remember when she started drama with T.I. and Tiny, and she's just known for just running off at the mouth. I would say she's an attention whore. We all know those women out there that, basically run their mouth because they're kind of insecure or they want to get attention, so they'll try to cause some type of commotion or some type of drama for the attention to be on them. And that's the type of perception I get from Azealia Banks, which I don't think is a really a smart idea for her, because considering nobody really knows who she is for her music besides her running her mouth, I don't think that's a very smart move. That doesn't work for all artists. You look at somebody like 50 Cent, he was able to come out, do the whole Ja Rule thing and be successful with it. But 50 Cent also had Eminem and Dr. Dre behind his back. So when you are not playing with that deck of cards, I think you have to be very careful with the type of toes you step on, because you can instantly end your career, especially within the music industry. But she had some comments to make. She tweeted some things out to Iggy, and it really caused some commotion. And here's one of the tweets she wrote. She said, "It's funny to see people like Iggy Azalea," I guess she was being funny with that, "silent when these things happen." And she was regarding back to the whole Mike Brown thing, and just things that have been going on within the media. She says, "It's funny to see people like Iggy Azalea silent when these things happen. Black culture is cool, but black issues sure aren't, huh?" And she was, tweeting that to Iggy. And then she wrote something else saying, "Laugh out loud, I'm petty, but it's so true. That wannabe black girl shit makes me want to throw a jar of piss at her." And she just went on and on, really causing an uproar on Twitter. And, Iggy wrote back and said, "I see all hell broke loose while I was at rehearsals today. Make sure you do something to let your government know how you feel when something is unjust, not just your followers on Twitter." So, Iggy came back and responded to Azealia Banks' comments. And, my opinion about this whole thing, first of all, I do think one of the rare few times that Azealia Banks had something, that she kind of was tapping the door on, because we do have a lot of white artists out here, whether they do hip-hop or they do R&B, or those white artists that I would say use certain pieces or copy a lot of the culture that comes out of black culture as far as the music, and they'll go out here and portray certain, whether it's a stereotype, whether it's just borrowing from the culture or trying to demonstrate certain things that are catered to black artistry. They'll come out here and they'll portray it and make money off of it. But when it comes to certain issues that happen within our community, like the Trayvon Martin case or Mike Brown or Eric Gardner or Jordan Davis, a lot of these people are quiet. Now, Macklemore did go out during the Mike Brown protests, and the media tried to get in his face and say, "Oh, well, why are you down here?" and woo woo woo. And I respect Macklemore for not saying, "Well, I'm here to fight the cause and we all have to come out and do this." He just kept quiet and he said, "I'm here for Mike Brown." That's all he said. He didn't go into some long drawn out reason to why he was there or trying to get brownie points. He just said, "I'm down there for Mike Brown." Now, some people could take that in a bunch of ways. Some people can still say he was down there just for publicity or to, try to get his black card or whatever. And then some people can say he was genuinely down there for the cause. But, it just depends on who you're talking to. But I respect him for how he handled that. But we do have, white artists that don't come out and speak for, certain issues that come out and certain injustice things that happen towards the black community. Now, on the flip side of this, I think Azealia Banks really needs to stop being petty out here. You know, just coming out here and targeting Iggy, I think was not only childish, but also I think she needs to turn the mirror around herself and say, what are you doing? Because we got a lot of people out here that, you know, talk a lot of shit, you know, here on YouTube, talk about what's going on within the black community, you know, make tons and tons of videos, you know, talking about black women in a negative way, or talking about black men in a negative way, or coming out here and preaching, but they're not actually doing anything in the community. We just had the Black Friday thing. I came out here, as well as other people, and said, black folks, control your dollar. Don't go out here and spend your money with these corporations that really don't give a damn about you, don't hire you, don't have any respect for you, or sponsor the same people who are putting negative stereotypes and negative thoughts out there through the media. Don't go out there and spend your money with these people. But we still had those group of people within the black community that still went out there and spent their dollar on Black Friday. So, you know, I do think that we have a group of people within our community that talk a lot but don't do anything. And I use my platform here on YouTube, my social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, to promote us controlling our dollar. That's why I come on here and do these videos, to promote black essence, black pride, and for us to progress here in this country as a people, as black people. So a lot of people come out here and talk, but they don't really do anything in their community. And, you know, I like to lead by example, you know, not to come out here and boost and brag or anything like that, but I do lots of things within my community. I'm talking at schools, you know, I'm controlling my dollar. I'm in marches that are not televised. I'm out here speaking to people. I'm donating the community. I'm profiting and investing in black businesses. So these are things that we all have to collectively come together and do within our community. We can't just come out here and talk, because talking can spark minds, but a lot of times it doesn't actually do anything until you actually go out there and you do the groundwork. So, I mean, you know, when I look at this from both sides, you know, I think Azealia Banks did have a point, that we do have, you know, people like Iggy that, you know, take a lot of our culture and do stereotypic things within her music, whether it's her artistry, whether it's her music videos. But when it comes to things like this, they're scared to come out and speak upon these type of things. But then I think we also have a group of people who are shit starters that come out here and talk a good game, or want to point certain negative thoughts towards other people, when they're not really doing out here contributing to anything for the progression of black people. So, I mean, you know, that's basically my thoughts and opinions on it, you know. But I mean, I think that it was a mic check for both people. I think Iggy had a point, and I think Azealia Banks had a point. But, you know what I mean, you know, people are still, you know, we're promoting Iggy, still buying the albums or whatever. You know, me personally, I think Iggy, you know, she does get a lot of slack because she's from Australia, but she when she raps in the tone of a southern black woman. And, you know, granted, towards Iggy, she did spend some time in Atlanta. So, you know, a lot of times when you move to different places, you start to pick up the lingo and the sound and everything. Also, me working in the industry and working with certain artists a lot of times have to, when you get on a record, you have your record voice, and then you have your normal tone voice. And then we have artists like, I would say like Rick Ross or DMX, that the way they sound on a record is the same way they sound when they talk. But see, when you getting on, a lot of people don't know this because either they don't rap or they don't understand the art form. When you're on a record, a lot of times you have to develop a certain sound for yourself. You know, a certain tone. So let's just say I was to rap, you know, I can't come out on a record and just talk in my normal voice. I have to use that emphasis. I have to have that delivery. You know, when I did rap back in the day when I was younger, I would rap from my chest. That was my sound. I almost sound, if I had to compare myself, my tone was kind of like The Game, because I rap from my chest, but that was part of my sound. So when we look at Iggy, you know, she might talk in an Australian type of sound, but when she's on a record, she has to deliver her rap sound on the record. I'm trying to explain this into what just a normal cat can understand, but you have to use more emphasis. You have to have a certain type of delivery when you're on a record. You can't always talk in your normal voice depending on the style of hip hop you do. But I mean, that's my opinion on it. I do think that Iggy does play into a lot of negative stereotypes towards the black community because she feels like that's what's going to sell records, with the twerking or, just doing certain gestures or even, possibly her sound. But that's my opinion on it. You guys give me your opinion on this whole beef or altercation between Iggy and Azealia Banks. Let me know what you feel about Iggy. Do you think she's a fraud? Do you think that's naturally who she is? Do you think she has respect or even love the culture of hip-hop? Do you think Azealia Banks, was in the wrong? Give me your feedback. I'm out. Peace.